Good afternoon, students. Welcome you for the science class. Hope you are all fine. Now let us go for this lesson. Today we are going to learn Unit 1, Measurement. This lesson we are going to learn in two classes, Part 1 and Part 2. In Part 1, we are going to learn about length. In Part 2, we are going to learn about mass and time. The learning objectives of this lesson is understand the need for measurement in our life. Next objective is define length, mass, time and volume. You must know the definition of length, mass, time and volume. You know the values of some physical quantities in terms of their units and subunits. Next, we have to identify the zero error and parallax error. These are the objectives of this lesson. Now I want to ask some questions. You have to answer for me. How will you measure your height? Tell me, how will you measure your height? I think you can able to understand how to measure your height. How will you measure a bag of rice? How will you measure a bag of rice? Okay, you can tell the unit also. Good. Next. How long will it take to reach your school from your house? You have to calculate and tell me how long will it take to reach your school from your house. Next. How does the shopkeeper measure kerosene while selling it? Okay, good. What are the measuring tools that you know? Tools means instruments. What are the measuring tools, whether it is length or weight or volume or time, whatever? What are the measuring tools that you know? Good. You all understand how to measure the height, how to measure the weight, how to measure the time, how to measure the volume. You know some of the measuring tools also. Now let us go for the lesson. Let us learn what is measurement. The comparison of unknown quantities with some known quantities is known as measurement. Once again, I'll repeat. The comparison of unknown quantities with some known quantities is known as measurement. Next, measurement of a quantity has two parts, a number and its unit. Measurement of a quantity has two parts, a number and its unit. Now, I'll tell the definition for length, mass, volume and time. First, let us learn what is length. The distance between one end and the other desired end is known as length. The distance between one point and other desired point is called as length. Next, mass. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Volume. Volume is the space occupied by an object. Volume is the space occupied by an object. Time. It is period between two events. Time. It is period between two events. These are the definitions for length, mass, volume and time. This lesson particularly we are going to learn only about length. Ancient method of measuring length. in ancient time, we don't have any tools or instruments to measure length. So we are using hand span, foot span, cubit, etc. What do you mean hand span? Distance from the end of the thumb to the end of the little finger of a spread hand. You can able to see the hand span, the picture. Distance from the end of the thumb to the end of the little finger of a spread hand. That distance is called as span. Next, foot span. Distance between the heel to the toe of our foot. Distance between the line is drawn, two arrows are put, there is a distance. Distance between the heel to the toe of our foot. Next, cubit. The distance from the elbow to the tip of the middle finger. Look at the arm. You can able to know the distance of cubit. These are the way people measure length. Next, let us learn about modern method of measuring length. For measuring, we are using some instruments, ruler or scale. That is, small ruler is there, that is 15 centimeter length. Another one, long ruler is there, the length is 30 centimeters. Next, meter rod. In the textile shop they use the meter rod, only 1 meter length it is. Then measuring tape. The civil engineers, mason, carpenter and all will use the measuring tape. These are the some more instruments are there to measure the small distance. That and all, when you go to higher class you will learn. These are the instruments we are using to measure the length. Now let us know the unit of length. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. These are the unit of length, that is kilometer, meter, centimeter, millimeter. These are the units of length. Now let us know SI unit. Why we have to follow the SI unit? To sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have adopted a common set of units to express measurements. Once again I'll tell, the sake of uniformity. Already I told handspan, foot, cubit. This and all vary from person to person. If the person is very tall, this length will be more. The person is very short, the distance will be less. So we can't deny on that. So we have to go for a standard measurement. The sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have adapted a common set of units to express measurement. This system is called as the International System of Units. That is only in short called as SI units. The system is called as the International System of Units or SI units. Some of the SI units are given in this tabular column. Length, meter. Mass, kilogram. Time, second. Area, meter square. Temperature, Kelvin. Current, ampere. These are the SI unit for these things. Now let us know the multiples and submultiples of SI units. Prefix used in SI units. Prefixes. Prefix means group of letters that's added to the beginning of a word. For example, meter is there. Before that, we are writing centi. Or meter is there, we are adding deci. Meter is there, before we are adding kilo. Like that, we are adding some of the group of letters before the word. That is only called prefixes. Prefixes used in SI units. Let us learn what are the words are used here in as prefixes. Deci, that is submultiple 1 by 10. 10 decimeter is equal to 1 meter. Submultiple of centimeter, that is 1 by 100. 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Submultiple, that is 1 by 1000 is equal to 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter. This is alone multiple. So 1000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Once again I will repeat. Submultiple 1 by 10, that is 10 decimeter is equal to 1 meter. Submultiple 1 by 100. 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Submultiple 1 by 1000. 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter. The last alone is multiple 1000. 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. Now let us learn about measure the length of a line. Before you are going to measure the length of a line, you must know about the measurements given in a scale. Take a meter scale. Notice the lines with marking 1, 2, 3, 4 till 15 for small scales or till 30 bigger scales. The distance between 1 and 2 is denotes a centimeter, cm. Notice in between 1 and 2 there will be smaller markings. If you count, there will be 9 such lines. The distance between any two consecutive smaller markings within a centimeter denotes a millimeter. That you can able to see in the ruler. Once again I'll tell you. In this only it is a smaller scale. Numbers from 1 to 15. Next, the distance between 1 and 2, number between 0 and 1 or 1 and 2 is denotes a centimeter, cm. Then notice between 1 and 2, when you count, there will be a smaller markings. If you count, there will be 9 such lines. The distance between any two consecutive smaller markings within a centimeter denotes a millimeter, that is mm. Now let us measure the length of a line. The point A has to coincide with 0 of the scale. The point A coincide with 0 of the scale. Now count the number of centimeter and from there count the number of finer divisions. The count of the division is millimeter. Okay, come to the next. Corrective measures for measurement. Measurement has to be accurate and the approach has to be correct always. In our daily life, approximation may not have much impact, but it has a large impact in scientific calculations. For example, if the curvature of key is changed by even 1 millimeter, the lock would not open. Let us look at some common mistakes that occur while using a scale. Some of the common mistakes we are committing when we are using the scale. The first one, take care to write the correct submultiple. Take care to write the correct submultiple. Next, always keep the object in parallel to the scale. Always keep the object in parallel to the scale. Next, start the measurement from 0 of the scale. Always you have to start the measurement from 0 of the scale. Next, keep correct position of the eye. That means in the picture you can able to see 3 sides they are looking. That is, one is looking from one corner, another one is just vertically above, another one is from other corner. You have to look at the object very vertically, then only you can be able to see. Take care to write the correct submultiple. Parallax is a displacement or difference in the apparent position of an object viewed along two different lines of sight. These two different lines of sight will give some parallax error. Correct position of eye is also important for taking measurement. Your eye must be vertically above the point where the measurement has to be taken. These are the corrective measures for measurement. Next, finding length of a curved line using a string. Two methods are there. One is using a string, another one is using a divider. First, let us learn how to measure the curved line by using a string. Draw a curved line AB on a piece of paper. Next, place a string along the curved line. Make sure that the string covers every bit of the curved line. Next, make the point where the curved line begins and ends on the string. Now, stretch the string along the length of a meter scale and measure the distance between the two markings of the string. This will give you the length of a curved line. Once again, I'll repeat. Draw a curved line AB on a piece of paper. Place a string along the curved line. Make sure that the string covers every bit of the curved line. Mark the points where the curved line begins and ends on the string. Now stretch the string along the length of a meter scale and measure the distance between the two markings of the string. This will be the length of a curved line. The next slide we are going to learn about how to measure the curved line by using a divider. You know, divider is an instrument in your instrumental box. Draw a curved line AB on a piece of paper. Separate the legs of the divider by 0.5 centimeter or 1 centimeter using a ruler. Place it on the curved line starting from one end. Mark the position of the other end. Move it along the line again and again, cutting the line into number of segments of equal lengths. Count the number of segments. Therefore, the length of the line is equal to number of segments into length of each segment. Once again, I will repeat. Measuring the length of a curved line using a divider. Draw a curved line AB on a piece of paper. Separate the legs of the divider by 0.5 centimeter or 1 centimeter using a ruler. Place it on the curved line starting from one end. Mark the position of the other end. Move it along the line again and again, cutting the line into number of segments of equal lengths. Count the number of segments. Therefore, the length of the line is equal to number of segments into length of each segment. That's all, children. Thank you, students. Write the assignments also. The questions are given in the next slide. Read the question, get the answer from this topic and write it and keep it.